Imagine.
Welcome back to Entrepreneurship Tuesday on Y in the Morning at Y254 Channel. Is where you can find us across all our social media platforms. At Michelle Lashira is where you can find me. So in this particular session, we are driving into an interview. That looks at the future of software development and digital marketing. When you look back, let's say in a time frame of 10 years, the demand of software developers is growing rapidly as the internet era is here to stay. In studio, I am joined by Victor Ambuyo, who is the CEO of Madavi Agency, and I have to emphasize into the fact that he's a very enthusiastic individual when it comes to matters pertaining software development, who strive to change the world through design, curating, and developing digital experiences. Thank you very much, Victor, for creating time to be with us.
Thank you. I have to say, you look really, really dazzling today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And you look dashing, Victor.
Thank you so much.
All right, so starting us off, I would like to find out who is Victor Ambuyo before software development happened and digital marketing.
Who is Victor Ambuyo? Victor Ambuyo is an introverted guy who likes technology, who likes reading, and is very passionate about tech and the evolving technology world. And has been so for the longest time ever.
For the longest time ever.
Yeah,
we'll go to that. We'll get to that. What did you study in school?
So I studied software engineering in school at the Multimedia University of Kenya. And before that I was in Bali High School. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
For someone who's watching this, and of course we have already thrown in the word software development and digital marketing. What sort of educational background does one require to get into the world of software development and digital marketing, which is, I believe it's a sub kind of product
Yes.
from the company?
Yes. So traditionally, before tech took over and the digital space became a thing, traditionally you have to go to school, take a course in software development, more or less computer science or software engineering. Then you graduate, then take a subsequent course to actually make you certified. But nowadays, with the emergence of technology, social media, social tools, right now you can be studying software development from the comfort of your home. With YouTube, there are a lot of tutorials that are offering that. And within a time span of 3-4 months, if you are consistent, you can definitely become a software developer or a digital marketer.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, interesting. One thing that you will agree with me, and also most of the viewers and who are checking out this particular interview, when it comes to software development, coding and software development just go hand in hand. So what is coding and how is it related to software development?
Yeah, and I think most people normally confuse that. Most people think coding is software development.
Yes.
So software development is actually several processes and methodologies. So normally when you're doing software development, it starts from something like, let's say you want a software, let's just say an instance you want a software, you come to me, you tell me, Victor, I want an application. The whole software development process starts from the time we meet. I actually gather the requirements that you want, the needs that you have, and then I go ahead and transpolate them to, let's say, I draw them up, I say this is what Michelle wants, and then I share them with you into something like a statement of work. Then once you agree this is what you actually want, now that's when the coding starts. And even when the coding ends, and then we give it to you, you have then to review the application you've done, you have to do some testing, and then there is the post-development services that are being offered, like maintenance, ensuring the application that we've done is always up and running. All of that up to the point of where the application is launched, that's the whole software development.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quite a process there.
It is quite a process.
Okay, can one learn how to code online, but just through online by themselves?
Actually, one can learn how to code online. And funny thing is, even for the people that I work with at Madavi, a few of them have a software development background, but some of them learned software development by themselves through YouTube, and they're really, really good at it.
Really?
Yes.
They didn't go to school?
They went to school and studied something completely different.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So it's something that can be self-taught?
It's something that can be self-taught as long as you have the passion for it.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking about passion, when did you discover that you were passionate about software development, and you just got into it?
So it's a funny story, and I'm sure my mom is watching, will attest to it.
Hi, Mom.
So the first time I was introduced to a computer was around 2004, and it wasn't ours. I'd gone to visit an aunt, and then I saw a computer, and I was super, super interested, especially with the computer games. It was just intriguing how you can sit in front of a screen and then play games on it and interact with it normally. And at the end of the day, there is no one behind it. That's what I normally used to think, there are people in the computers. And then my interest grew over time. I was so much into computers, worked in several places where computers were mostly involved. I think most of the places I've worked, there was always a computer involved that always informed where I was going. And then the first laptop I owned, it was a Toshiba, yeah. It was a Toshiba when I was joining first year. I still have it actually. It was a Toshiba given to me by my dad. And that's where I really, really learned the fundamentals of software development. Actually started doing a bit of designing, a bit of web design with HTML, experimenting and all things. And that grew over time. But the first project that I did, that I can say I actually did work for someone, it was around when I was in second year. A friend reached out, had referred to me, because he always used to see me. We always were with him. He's called Tom. He always used to say to him, I'm always on my computer doing things. Like you say, what are you doing? What are you writing? Like you're always on that. He used to tell him, I'm actually designing a website, or I'm actually designing a mobile application. So after seeing all that, at some point someone asked him, do you know someone who can do for us a website? And immediately I came to mind, and then he referred me, then went ahead with my first website that for a paying client. And the journey has been progressive since then. Yeah,
all right, I'm just going to be like Tom right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask, what does a day look like for a software developer? Because we always see you guys at a corner somewhere in a hoodie, you know, very busy, staring on your laptop or even computer. Yeah. So how does a day look like for a software developer?
So also something I have to add, if we're going, in software development, there are also different types of software developers. Okay. There are ones who just sit down and do the coding that most people are normally used to. You'll find those are someone like a developer, an Android developer, backend developer. Backend developer is one who actually does how the system will work and all that. Okay. And mobile developer is one who does the mobile applications, Android applications, iOS applications. And then there is the software tester. So in the day of a software developer, normally if you are hired, if you're a full-time software developer, normally in the morning you wake up, let's say there's an ongoing work, you gather requirements of what needs to be done, and then draw a schema. A schema is more or less like a structured diagram of how the software needs to work. In a way that if I present the schema to you, if you don't have any software development background, you'll be able to understand it. And then this schema, I'll now take it and then start writing code based on the requirements that we need to achieve. Yes, or the needs that you need to achieve.
Okay, yeah. All right. I think we get it now. So let's look at Madavi Agency. You've been operating for 3 years?
3 years now, yeah.
Okay, so I would like to find out who or what influenced you to start a company of your own. We had earlier on, when you gave out your background story, that your parents were actually supportive. Yeah. I'd like to find out who or what influenced you to start your own business. Yeah. So
for me, initially, it was never a business.
Okay.
It was just something I was doing. I was passionate about. I was doing it. People were approaching me. After my first client, people were approaching me. I used to do websites for them, give it to them, they pay me. And then at some point around now 2017, that's when I realized this is something that can actually be grown full scale. It's something that can actually be pursued full time, as opposed to just being a passion project or a side hustle.
When did you discover that?
That was around 2017.
Okay.
It was around 2017, yeah. 2017 September, if you remember the month. So now I started pursuing it full time, because before I was just doing it on the side on the weekends and all that, but now I started doing it on the daily. So I used to balance having meetings, client meetings, doing the work, and actually with school work, because remember I was still in school.
You were still in school inside
yes,
the
I was
company?
Still in school,
okay.
yeah. So it used to be like that, and then at some point I realized this is something that I can't do it alone. So I approached my friends. They became part of, by then it was still called Oratech. We rebranded recently, it was still called Oratech. They became part of the company, and then now we started going ahead looking for clients and executing projects. And I realized now that if you're working with a team, it becomes easier to go for those full bigger projects, and then you can execute them on time. And then the fact that you guys are several minds in a room, everyone has an idea that at the end of the day you realize, actually my suggestion was wrong, let's follow this, or bring heads together, you actually come up with a better, more efficient product. Okay. Yeah.
Speaking about products and having a team, I'm so sure there are other certain branches that the company, when it comes to what the software development company deals with.
Yeah.
I'd like to find out the services that Madavi Agency offers.
Okay. So at the core, Madavi Agency offers custom software development. This is whereby companies approach us or we approach them. We try to check how they are operating, and let's say companies have been in business for a long time and they're still doing things manually. So we try to get that process, and then from that try to scheme up a software that can actually enable them to ease how they do their services or their processes, and from accounting to HR and all that. Then we design a custom tailored product for them. That's one of the services. Another thing is web design. We are really passionate about design as a team, and how design influences how people use applications and software products. So we do web design also. We offer web design as a service. We also do mobile application development. That's in line with custom software development. And then last but not least, we offer search engine optimization, or rather digital marketing, whereby people come to us. Yes, we've done the products, it's live. Now what next? How do we ensure people actually see this product? And how do we ensure people actually come, interact with this product, and still go ahead, continue interacting with it in the long term? Okay. So the last service, the digital marketing, normally comes after all these other processes are done. Oh, yeah.
Would you say the digital marketing part came after you guys discovered you're doing search engine optimization?
Yes.
So we can actually get into digital marketing.
Yes. So the digital marketing service came at a later date, because realized, yes, we tell people we do design-centric software websites, right? But after that, if I give you an application that's really well designed, it's looking really good, how do you ensure people actually go ahead and appreciate or use that product? So now that's when you go optimize it on search engines, popular search engines like Google. You optimize it on the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, and the rest. And after that, still digital marketing, once people go to it, you can be able to analyze and see if people are coming, which services are they interacting with, which parts are they interacting with, and how can we make that better. So it still brings about the software development process being an ongoing process.
Makes lots of sense. Yeah. Absolutely, it does. Okay, on products, have there been a situation whereby you came up with a product and it got rejected, or it got stuck and it never came to life?
That has happened a lot of times. Yeah, it's happened a lot of times. You normally find a client comes to us, they tell us we want this and this and this, and we think, or we try to think, this is what they want, but in real sense they want something else. And then you go ahead, design a product. Then once we present it to them, even our website, when we present it, they're like, no, this is completely different from what I had in mind. And then you have to redo. There are times they've redone a website like 4 times.
4 times?
Yeah, like 4 times, because there was not that clear requirements. So, but from that we learned, so normally how we do it nowadays is, before we even start the coding part, we try to have as many sessions with you as possible. Exactly. Just try to understand what it is you want. We try to present it to you, like from our understanding, give you a document like this is what you said you want. Is it in line with what you want? If there are changes, we make them. So by the time we are starting this actual development process, everything has been cleared, everything is good to go. Because it really, software development process is a complex process as it is. So if you keep on redoing it, at some point you just get tired. Yeah.
It requires lots of patience.
It requires also lots of patience. That's why you see most software developers work at night.
Okay. So there's a very big drive towards pushing the young people into setting up applications that can offer solution for the society.
Okay.
Where we as a country, are we making substantial headway or not?
Yes and no. Yes, in the sense of there has been really people have really embraced technology as it comes, and this is from cutting across all age groups. People nowadays have seen the need to use technology in their day-to-day lives. And no, because now that we have that, a lot of people also think every problem we have as a country, as a society, it can be solved by technology. And when I say technology, I'm thinking about the software and the rest. So you normally find nowadays there's a lot of, in the market, there's been a lot of applications put out, there's been a lot of systems put out that are solving problems, for lack of a better word, that don't exist. So I come and say, this is a problem. Then immediately I think I need to come up with an app for this. But how we do as Madavi, how Madavi plugs into that, whenever we meet with someone who wants to come up with a solution, we try to understand what they need, and then we also advise. Advisory services is also one of the biggest things we do. We also advise, based on the problem that you have, the solution that you need to provide, this will not work for you, but this will work for you based on 1, 2, 3, and this will not work for you. We give them the merits and the demerits. So at the end of the day, someone might come to us, they want a mobile application for doing for solving a certain problem, but then you tell them the best solution for you is not a mobile application, but rather something like USSD, and then you outline why the need for that. Exactly.
I'm almost sure that you'll agree with me when I say that majority of international organizations, they seek to work with software developers in Kenya, just to come up with a groundbreaking technology. And do you feel like in our country there's deficiency when it comes to promoting or just holding hand our software developers, that is?
That has been the challenge for the longest time, but I feel that it has been slowly changing. Right now, you still find, yes, it's very, very hard to get help, let's say sufficient help, something like financial advisory kind of help from institutions, let's say like the government. It's still, the conversation is still not yet there. But the good thing is there have been other institutions that are coming in Kenya, they're investing in Kenya to actually help that process. Like, for instance, if I might give an example, we recently got contacted by, there's a Poland agency that, from Poland, it's a Polish agency. It links software development companies from Kenya with software development companies in Poland. Because right now, Poland is actually the best software development hub in the whole world. It actually does products for all, even these big tech companies. So you find something like that, you find as Madavi, if we get access to that, it's easier because you are being introduced to world standards, world practices, how you need to develop software, what guidelines do you need to follow, and all that, which means at the end of the day, you can come up with a better software that's just not for Kenyan people, but for the global world.
All right.
Yeah.
You run a company that you built from scratch. Looking back, would you say that we have a good ecosystem that nurtures innovation?
Yes, you do.
Right.
And I know a lot of people will disagree with me, but yes, you do. It's for me, we find when I started out, I thought it's something bad that I'll do alone. But along the way, I realized having a team behind you, having people that you work with, people you can consult, is actually one of the biggest achievements you can have. Not even clients. If you have the best team working with you, it means even getting certain jobs, it becomes easier. And then something we've also realized when I told you, like, nowadays Kenyan companies have started embracing technology, internal technology, though the conversation is still not yet there, is nowadays the kind of companies you get approached to for work, for consultancy work, for development work, they mostly focus on the team. So like, who do you have on board? How do you communicate? Do you have an enhanced relationship just after work? Like, how do you guys engage and all that? So yes, we have that ecosystem. I can say that. You just need to know where to look to where to focus on. Yeah.
What has been what has been your experience when it comes to offering solutions that for the local market? That is, yeah.
Two things actually. First of all, it's pricing.
Okay.
There's most people, individuals, and I can't blame it on them, haven't yet understood the need for software projects or the need for software in their operations, to ease their operations. And the ones that do actually think, because people just see developers as something you're doing as a passion project, so they normally assume you can get paid peanuts for it, right?
Wow.
Yeah, so you'll find someone, you give them a quote, and then their counter proposal is like a tenth of that quote. You're like, how do you even start this conversation?
Really?
Exactly. I thought there's someone who will actually tell you in your face, this was quite cheap. I didn't know it could go this expensive. But you're like, this is the services I'll be offering. It's just not software development or coding at the end of the day. I'm offering you these other services because my biggest achievement is not getting paid by you, but actually saying I've done a product for you that actually helps you, that actually helps your consumers and the rest of the people. So pricing as it is, it's still a big challenge.
All right.
Yeah. And the other thing I will say, collaborations or cohesion. There's still that individualism, especially even in software development, where you find if we are doing this, you're another company, it's very hard for us to collaborate with you and tell you, these are the services we offer, you can do this and this and this. It's like individualism because people still think we will get your clients or something of the sort.
Okay, and speaking about pricing and all that, I was reading a book, or rather, yeah, it was a book. I saw a video somewhere. It was a book, and they were stating that there's still in Kenya, in our country, that there's no proper strategy when it comes to pricing for software developers. And my question was, so what happens if I'm a software developer, of course, and I offer the similar services that you would offer at a cheaper price? So how do you guys curb that? Because now I'm offering the same product at a cheaper price, and your client may decide, otherwise.
I think that's also a challenge, because at the end of the day, if a client gets 5 proposals for work he needs to get done, and 3 of those proposals charging something like X amount of money, and then 2 of them are charging 10x, definitely he will feel for the 2 companies he's being overcharged. But the real sense is that's actually the market price. But you'll find for these other people, because software development is digital marketing is so easy to get into, most people get into it to make money on the side, but they don't take time to actually see how much do I need to charge, and when I'm charging, am I offering quality service? So that's what you'll find for most companies. Even sometimes you get approached for people to redo their applications after they've gone live, because the first person undercharged them and then did very bad work, so they need to get it done again. You'll find, especially now in the market, there are a lot of bad products done, People don't follow those software development guidelines. People don't follow those design guidelines on how you need to design a product. It's just that you want an application. Okay, I can do it for you for this amount of money. Pay me, I deliver it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does that mean that we lack in the software industry? Does that mean that there's lack of IT policy that can provide a strategic direction when it comes to matters of IT?
Yes, at the moment there lacks that comprehensive framework that actually covers software development, how it needs to be done, what's the pricing you need to get, and all that. And I've due to the different kind of work we do, I've interacted with lawyers, and I've also seen there's actually a framework that is imposed in place. So like a lawyer will be told, if you're doing company registration, don't charge below this. But when it comes to software development, there is nothing like that at all. So I will charge you, first of all, if I'm a freelancer, I will think, okay, how much is my rent, how much is my food? And then I do a total, and then I charge you that amount. You see, because I'm thinking it's something that my turnaround time is quite quick. Yeah.
Okay. We have multinationals and also Kenyan corporates who tend to buy software internationally, and they shy away for just believing in Kenyan talents.
Yes.
What has been your challenge in this particular situation, whereby most of corporates in the country tend to seek help from international organization when it comes to software development?
Yeah, we've had a couple of those. So I remember there's this one time a client approached us. He needed a software to automate his processes. We gave him a quote, and then he didn't actually on board because he told us, first of all, you're expensive, and then I don't feel comfortable with your capabilities as a company, because he looked at us. Actually, the Madavi team is quite young. I think the average age is around 27. It's quite young. So he looked at us like, I don't think you guys are capable of doing this. Keeping in mind, you've been doing it for quite a while. And he went ahead and got the same software for 10 times the price from an outsource. He outsourced from India. And later he started having challenges with the software. Some parts were not working, and because the support was not as fast from the other end, he came back to us like, can I engage you on this and this and this? So in totality, most companies still haven't yet appreciated. Most companies still feel outsourced software, outsourced goods are still of better quality and all that. And not remembering probably those economies have been mature for longer than us. But for us to get to that level, there needs to be that support, there needs to be that consistency, there needs to be that local appreciation of local goods.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's very easy when you actually get to work with someone from home.
Exactly.
They get to understand you, custom make whatever you want for your product.
Exactly. Because for us, you'll find Madavi, something that we really pride in, for the clients that we have, for the people we've worked with, our relationship goes beyond the work that we do. We try to establish a cohesive relationship, because I know if you're a client, it becomes easier engaging with you, even when you want to add other features on the product that you have. It becomes easier having with us a conversation, because we've cultured that relationship.
Okay.
So, which is not offered by most external companies, and we are not yet there. That's what I'll say. Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at companies' achievements 3 years down the road. Madavi Agency.
Yeah. Actually, it just looks like yesterday. So we've had challenges and achievements. Achievements, it's something really good. We've been referred a couple of times, and we've worked on projects. We've worked with companies that we never thought we would work with within the 3 years that we've been in business. We've worked with some huge companies. I won't say the names because of non-disclosures and all that, but we've worked with some big companies, and also that exposed us to a different kind of environment, to a different kind of interaction, because these companies are used to working on a standard level. So within our interaction, you realize we need to change our processes, we need to align this, we need to become better at this. It's been really, really good. We've also worked with some multinationals and provided services for them. And it's something we are hoping Madavi will be the epitome of that in the near future.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to digital marketing, apart from the search engine operation, what other services do you offer on that landscape of digital marketing? So
we also do paid media, whereby we buy ads for you to actually improve your ranking, to actually bring in visitors to your site. We also do what's the name? Community management. So we are on top of your pages, we do the posting, we check on people who are interacting with your pages, what queries are coming in, how can we be able to engage them with that, and just push out your services as a company, push out your services, get more people to know about you, and streamline that engagement with your prospective clients on your socials. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
In our time frame of 3 years, what are a couple of the challenges that the company has gone through, and how are you guys maneuvering through?
Okay.
Yeah.
The biggest challenge, I would say, sometimes it becomes really, really hard to get projects done, and it was a challenge we had initially, because you're desperate for work. You come to us and tell you, Michelle, you want an app? Let me do it 50% halfway in before you make a deposit. And as a business, that really, really affects your cash flows, because you realize there's other things that a business, a company does, aside from service delivery, that needs to ensure it's running all through. So once your cash flows you delay your cash flows, it becomes harder to move on these other things. And then you can do a project halfway. Initially, we didn't used to have contracts. So you'll come to us, you are hyped about the product that you want to do. Like, let's do it, start doing it, and then halfway in, you're like, nah, I've changed my mind. And then it's our loss. Yeah. And because you don't have any legal agreement that governs the work you're doing, the conversation just ends there. So learning on the job, that's something we've been doing, and knowing how to align processes, knowing how to, apart from the work that you're doing, how do you ensure this thing doesn't affect us if things go haywire. And another major challenge we've had, though it was something initially, but we managed to get over it, the cohesiveness of the team. The team is a very, very fundamental aspect to it, the cohesiveness of a team. So you'll find the team we have night owls, people who work at night, we have people who work during the day. So getting these two people together to work at the same time and still meet deadlines, it was a huge, huge challenge. But it's something we got over it as time went by, and so far so good.
All right. Yeah. So what makes Madavi the partner of choice when it comes to offering software development solutions?
We are really, really focused on giving you top niche services, and more or less like we focus on, as Michelle's company, what is it that you really, really need to get out, right? Yes, you are approaching us on a development perspective. You want us to do a product for you, but we think long term. We think if we do this product for Michelle and then you give it to her, how will she push it out? So we normally try to handle the process from the word go and ensure whatever we do for you just doesn't benefit us in terms of being compensated, but it also benefits you in terms of how you use it, in terms of how people engage with it, and in terms of how it will be relevant in the next 2-3 years down the line. So our customer engagement, our customer service, it's really, really key, and it's something that we really, really try to focus on.
Oh, yeah. So your niche is on the service provision.
Exactly.
Okay. What does the future of Madavi Agency look like in a long time space? Yeah. That is.
Our vision is in the next few years to have streamlined the software space in the Kenyan market. And when I say streamline the software space in the Kenyan market, a lot of companies in Kenya are still using outsourced system, and most of them are still having challenges, because you normally find you bring in a system from India, from the US, and then you have to take like 3 months just to take your staff through it, to get them to onboard and learn, and for them to actually use the system.
That's so much of a hassle.
It's so much work. Yeah, I understand.
Yes.
It's so much of a hassle. So with Madavi, what you're planning, what we've been doing, and based on how we deliver our services, is streamline the software space in the terms of whatever software, whatever systems that people use to automate their business processes align with their company culture. When I say that, I mean we come in, we look at how your staff works, how your people work, and then try to make a system that fits into their daily routine without changing anything about them, but just ensures their performance, their work processes are being more efficient and done faster.
Okay.
Yeah, and the plan is within 5 years to have gotten have like a 70% market share.
Great.
Yeah.
That is so great. I'd like to find out, as a founder and you being a leader, and just having people who you get to work with, and I'm so sure you didn't have a clear roadmap when starting off.
No one has.
What are a couple of lessons that you have learned along the way while starting this particular business, that is?
I have 3.
Okay, let's look at the major, major 3.
So the first 3 is be good at what you do. When I say be good at what you do, I don't mean the type of service you deliver. Just be good at what you do in terms of communication. How do you communicate to the people that you provide the service to? How do you ensure whatever needs to be done is done on time? How do you ensure you give feedback on time? How do you ensure you enhance that relationship between the people that you're working with, between you and your clients, between you and your partners? Just be good at what you do. The second thing, have a really, really good team. Have people you actually understand, people you actually can be able to rely on. Because you'll find at times, I'm not in the office and there needs to be work to be executed. But I know if I call someone, he's reliable, at least he'll be able to get it out of the way without me delaying the timeline that need to be delivered. And the last thing is have mentors. Have mentors, people who can guide you, people who can tell you this is the right direction to take, this is the wrong direction to take. Have people you look up to, have people you normally consult with on a regular basis, and people who've been there before you, because it makes the journey so easy. It makes the journey so easy. It makes you avoid some loopholes that you'll have gotten into, but you don't, because you learn from other people's mistakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking back, 3 years now, do you regret it?
Not a single day.
Have you been hit by the COVID-19? It has hit all industries, definitely. Yeah. But how has COVID-19 affected this particular business?
So with Madavi, initially when COVID-19 came, I think everyone froze their assets. Everyone put everything on standstill. So we also got affected. It was a huge impact on us. I realized some clients, we offer them services on a regular intervals, month-to-month basis. Some of them we do consultancy services to them. But because their businesses were affected, it meant also our businesses had to be affected in one way or another, because some discontinued services and all that. But 3-4 months down the line, people realized they need to go online, they need to be digital, especially for businesses that are fully reliant, fully operational, away from the digital space. So people realized the need for that, and we started having a lot of queries coming in, people interested in how, as a company, how do you ensure I still offer my products and services in the digital space. So it picked up progressively, and so far so good.
So in every chaos, there's an opportunity.
In every case, there's an opportunity.
All right. What's the future of software development?
In the Kenyan market, it's going to be revolutionary. It's going to be revolutionary, because as I look right now, each and every other day, people realize businesses have been operational for the last 30, 40 years, realize whatever we've been doing, it's so time consuming. It takes a lot of time, takes a lot of resources, and there is need to be automated. So within the next 20, 30 years, everything we do will be automated. Everything will be automated. And that for the software development, it means there is opportunity to tap into, and also there is need to learn, because one thing I didn't notice, software development is a very proactive and dynamic field. So whatever works today, in the next 2 years will be
something
outdated.
New,
exactly.
Something new came out.
So you need to be always on the forefront, getting to know what's new, and whatever is new, will it work for us, or do you just need to disband it away? So it's quite dynamic. So as a software development company, you find your challenges are not just acquiring clients, but also remaining on the forefront of using the latest tools and technologies to ensure your service delivery is the best among your competitors.
All right. Yeah. Or you'll be outdated.
You'll definitely be outdated, yeah.
All right. What would be your advice for someone who is watching this? So it could be a young person who wants to get into business, or a young person who lost their job, or they're just out of school, and they're looking forward to just start their business. What would be your advice? It doesn't have to be in the software industry. It could be in any other industry. What would be your advice to that person?
So for me, and I know this doesn't align with most people, especially even my parents. For me, I would advise, if you're passionate about something, try it out. Go for it, try it out, see how far it goes. If it culminates into something big full-time, well and good. If it doesn't, at least you took the time to do it and learn and not have regrets. As you normally find a lot of people, 20 years, 30 years my senior, they're telling me, if I could go back in time, I wish I did this something different. But they can't do that. So as a young person, especially if you're in your early 20s, in your teens, if there's something you're passionate about, this is the time you have. You're still young. You can be able to make mistakes. Don't shy away from making mistakes. This is the time. Go for what you want. If it works out, well and good. If it doesn't, it is a learning process. Yeah.
Yes, so I think that's a very good advice that you shared with our viewers back at home. Thank you very much, Victor, for creating time to be with us. I'd like you to share your social media handles for the company, and also the website on how people can reach out to you. Yeah. Okay.
So for us, you can reach us at Madavi. Our social media handles across all the channels, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, is Madavi Agency. Our websites, we have 2 websites. You can either get us via madavi.co and also via madavi.co.ke. I would really suggest you check out our website, because we normally provide a lot of insights on our blog. We normally just give insights from our team on how you can use design to enable you to have better mobile applications, how you can make your business processes easier. So check it out. Even if you want to buy it right now, it's definitely something that will really help you.